What if the British never ruled India? So, as you may probably know, I am from one of the most powerful, respectful, peaceful, unique, and colorful countries in the world, India.
क्या पाँव में पायल हाथ में कंगन क्या पाँव में पायल हाथ में कंगन हो माथे पे बिंदिया It happens only in India It happens only in India क्या पाँव में पायल हाथ में कंगन
But it was also once the most attacked, conquered, poor, robbed, and disrespected countries. But how did this happen? Why did this happen? And who caused it? Well, the answer may shock you, as the country I'm going to talk about is great allies with India and is now known as a superpower country. And that country is to no one's surprise at all Great Britain or the UK or just Britain or England. But anyway, but now you may think, how did this happen? Well, I'm about to tell you. Okay, I just want to say sorry in advance as I will probably get the names and dates and elements wrong. Also, this video is not to spread hate as I just want to give my take on what may happen if things occur this way. Okay, let's start. Okay, so before we see what happens in this alternate timeline, we have to see what happened in our timeline. So, originally in 1700 CE, the British invented the East India Company, which for trading purposes. So, back in 1700 CE, India, also known as Bharat, was one of the richest countries in the world, and that's due to India's money, people, textiles, spices, warriors, and kings. But the most important king we need to talk about or focus on in this tragic event is Jahangir, the son of King Akbar. And the places we need to focus on are Bombay, also known as modern day Mumbai, and Surat, which is a town in Gujarat, which is a trading port. So originally the Europeans came to India for some spices. As they wanted their food to not spoil as fast. Plus their food was really bland and So originally they went to Indonesia, but the Portuguese and Dutch were already there and spread rumors that the British were unreliable and not trustworthy. So then the British went to India after they learned about its many spices. But when they reached India, they realized that India had much more than just spices. India also had grains, textiles, gold, silver. It's safe to say that the British were amazed. But the British had one problem, and that was that the Portuguese were already there trading with India. And they spread the same rumors to traders and merchants. But it did not stop the East India Company. As they had King James the First write a letter to Jahangir stating that they wanted to trade and really love the sights of India. And he also sent representatives to India to bargain with the king. And soon after many years, Jahangir the king decided to give the Britishers limited access to trading ports for trade, obviously. And this is where I believe the timeline splits. Part 2, the alternate history. Okay, now since we found the nexus points where the timeline splits, we can see what this alternate future would be like. But first, we need to see what happened in our timeline where the British took over India. So, after the king led the Britishers, or East India Company trade in Surat. Slowly they gained more trust, and this led to a bitter rivalry between the British and the Portuguese, which led to a war that the British won. So they gained even more power in trading and political systems, as there were no Portuguese traders spreading rumors about them to merchants and kings and traders. So the British became even more greedy and wanted even more power. But the king of that era did not give it to them. So the East India Company sent a man named to bargain,
Robert Clive.
as he was known for using dirty tactics to get what he wants. So slowly he started a war between the sons of kings and the kings themselves, and through the chaos rose the British Empire to take over India. But that's in the real world, where the British took over India. But what if in this alternate timeline where the British never took over India? Well, there are two ways I could see things going, and let me tell you, it's not all sunshine and rainbows. Okay, now since we know all about how India was taken over by the British, we can make an educated guess about how India would rise or fall. And the way I see it, there are two possibilities, one good and the other well, we'll get to that. Here's how I think this will work. First I will tell you the bad ending, after that I will tell you the good one. So let's begin. The bad ending. So after King Jahangir reigns end, his son will continue as usual. Soon the many kingdoms of this era are mostly just mind their own business, apart from some wars during World War One. But they would be weakened and may even be conquered by other countries during World War One, leading to the same problems. And India would not exist, but many small countries would like, I don't know, the good ending. So after the king did not let the Britishers in, the country would go to war with the UK and win at a cost of 10,000 to 100,000 lives. This would lead to the many kingdoms of India to agree one thing. They should unite and form one single country, Bharat. Even though some kingdoms did not agree, they would be conquered by the kingdoms which agreed. And this Bharat would have a republic government with many officials. And these are the officials. But after a few years or decades, a democratic government would appear. And India would be the most rich country in the world. In first place, and the value of the Indian rupee would be worth $85 and would be more inclined to its culture and history, with Gandhiji being a world famous lawyer and visionary and a member of the Indian government, with private and government railways, roads, airways, and etc. Also, India would have lots of greenery and many skyscrapers with less crime but more people trying to rob us, but the police would stop them. And India would be larger and schools would be like American ones. Hey guys, so yeah, first time I'm showing my face in this video, which is neat, I guess. Anyways, that was the video. Be sure to like, subscribe also. This part of the video is not scripted. All the other parts are. Originally there was going to be a whole segment about Peppa Pig. There's proof. There's a photo. There's the Peppa Pig part. Anyways, yeah, that's the video. Be sure to like, subscribe, share. Now I'm just going through a remodeling, so yeah. I'm actually going to move, so yeah. updates. I'm going to have a Nasapuram video coming out. In the last one of my biggest videos was me going to Nasapuram, and I'm going to do a part 2 of that because I went again. Sorry if I'm talking too fast. Anyways, yeah, that's it. There's also going to be a DC video, so keep out for that. My perfect DC universe. It's going to be one of my longest videos ever. So yeah, be sure to look out for that. Subscribe, share, peace.